Glad you can make it. Really sorry it's so late at night for this. Or I guess you could say so early in the morning. Just thought it was the best time. I know, it's really weird, but I thought it would be the best like this. Oh, right, my plan. I was thinking we could just have a small boat ride a little far from the island. It'll give us some time to get away from everything that's happening here. Shall we? I asked you to come here to tell you a little story. Now, I know it will seem like the craziest thing ever, and you will never believe it. Please, just understand. I was walking on my way to your house until I saw a little gleam in the caves out back of the island. At first, I thought it was nothing, but as I kept moving to your house, the gleam kept following my eyes. Whenever I looked back, the gleam was all I could see. Got to the point of annoyance, like the gleam reflected off of everything into my eyes. The farther I went from it, the stronger the urge to come to it came. It was a warm glow. It wasn't annoying, not the slightest bit. That of an ominous light. I tried to keep walking, but I just couldn't resist it anymore. So I went to the caves. And that's also why I wasn't able to make it to your house at that time. As I walked closer to the caves, the light dimmed, and instead, everything I looked at started glimmering. Every sight was beautiful. It was like the world was shifting into a fairy tale. No, it wasn't drugs. You know me, I've been sober for how long? And we don't have any other medicine other than in the county hall. And you know, I never go near that place. And so, I entered the caves and watched everything light up like there were fireflies on every surface of every stone. It felt as though I would find my purpose in that cavern. Like someone above us was giving me a sign. It was at that moment that someone came in and disrupted it. Someone walked into the space. They had a pale, almost loose, grayish-brown flesh and massive bat-like wings. The most inhuman presence ever. But I couldn't decide in my head whether it was a majestic or sinister being. I blinked once and the glimmering was gone. Everything other than it. That creature that just stood there. In the midst of the cave in complete darkness. don't know what came of me, but I begged. I begged the being to return the sight, and it stood there. Nothing happened. The cave stayed in complete and utter darkness. And after a bit, it slit its own wrist, and all of its blood went into a glass that it was holding. It gestured to me to drink it, almost telling me, telepathically almost, that it would give me what I want. But I rejected it. I didn't want to be corrupted, as if it could have corrupted me. But at the same time, I felt so eager for me to drink it. When I rejected it, it attacked me, trying to force its blood into my mouth and eating the skin from my head. I thought I was dead. It's when I woke up and it was daytime. It felt like my body was weightless. Like I could do anything. Like I could run thousands of miles without ever running out of energy. Physically, I was at some peak almost. Like I was in my prime. Every part of me that was being eaten was back to normal. Even the injuries I had before I entered the cave. I felt better than I ever had been. I ran out into the sunlight from the cave and it burned me. It wasn't a simple sunburn. It was as if the sunlight was rejecting my presence. It did not allow me to feel its graces, as though I was a monster, and the light was a barrier preventing me from going near anything. And as I couldn't do anything, I continued to sit in the cave in the darkness and thought of what I had become. All around me I saw glimmering lights, beautiful glimmering lights, swirling stars in the sky like droplets of water, of galactic droplets. But at what cost? I was starved. I didn't know what to do. What was I? What kind of monster had I become? I was just a puppet of that angelic, yet almost demonic, devilish creature. I didn't know what to do. It brought me back to when I was with the creature. kept going through that scene over and over again in my head. And all I imagined was the beating of its heart and how loud it was. It finally became nightfall, and I walked out. Everywhere I went, I heard the beating hearts of people, the blood pumping through their entire bodies, and it drew me in like moth to a flame. But I resisted. I knew what I was, and I did not want to continue on that path. I would not stay a monster like that. Never. And that's when I realized I couldn't do it. And I had one thing, one person that I wanted to speak to. That's when I invited you over. And that leads us to now. Yes, I know, it sounds like I'm going absolutely batshit insane, except I'm not lying, I swear to you, with all of my heart. Listen, I know I've been pretty distant since I left the island. Except when I came back and saw you again, I saw the same person that lit up my eyes. More than the shimmering gleam of that cave, tenfold. Even more than what I lit up before. Made me wonder why I ever left the island. You've taught me so much about life, death, and you showed me what love was. The only part of myself that I don't see as a complete monster is the part of me that is in love with you. It's just that the way I am now, I can and never will accept. I knew that you wouldn't believe it unless you saw it in person. After this, I want you to run. I know that you will go back to that island and try to save everyone there, because that's the amazing person that you are. I'm just so sorry you have to see this. I love you. My entire life, I loved you. One way or another. I did my best. I really did.